How's it going, everybody? Welcome back to Prime Energon, and today we're going to be taking a look at the Transformers Studio Series Barricade from Transformers The Last Night. So here he is. Thank you guys for joining me here on the channel. If you're new to Prime Energon, consider subscribing. I would really appreciate it. So let's get started with the packaging. So you get Transformers Studio Series, and then you get Barricade at the bottom from Transformers at Last Night. You get a step counter over here, and then you also do get some nice shots of Barricade in robot mode and in his police car mode. He is a deluxe class. Image wraps around to this side as well. And then on this side, you do get a nice artwork of Barricade, which is pretty much the same as the fronts. And on the back, you get a screenshot up top. And then you also do get Barricade in his robot mode and in his police cop car mode. This is officially licensed by Ford, so that's also pretty cool. So they are pretty accurate with that Mustang design on there. So yeah, that's actually pretty cool. Up top, Transformers Last Night, Barricade. Bottom, you get some stuff there at the bottom. So taking a look at some of the details here for Barricade, looking quite nice. Love the head sculpt and the face with those nice red eyes on there with a little bit of blue off to the side as well, and that silver for the mouth guard actually looks pretty cool. He does also have like a little piece over here on the side of his head. Fills in quite nicely. It is sculpted from front to back, so it actually looks really good. Checking out the chest work on the chest right there, you get the Decepticon logo. Kind of blends in with that silver because it's sort of a lighter light. I want to say like a silver 2. But when a light catches it, you can't see it. I kind of wish it was purple or some other colors to make it stand out, because it does tend to get lost in all that silver on the inside of the chest. But the inside of the chest looks pretty good. And then checking out the sides right here for his chest, you get a lot of detailing down here at the bottom, inside of his chest, and off to the side as well. A lot of intricate work on there. He also even has some handcuffs. I just noticed that sculpted in right here. That's pretty cool. I kind of wish they decked that out with a little bit of silver just to make him pop up. But he does have some handcuffs on there. That's actually pretty cool. Taking a look at the arms. Some nice detailing on the arms as well. You do have this accessory that's going to be separate. I guess this is his taser gun that you also have on there. This can store on his arm right there, but you have to take it off during transformation. And you also do get some detailing on his forearms as well. A lot of intricate detailing on there. Going on over to the side, looking really good. You got the tires up top. Other arm is the same as well. Going down to the legs, some more intricate detailing. I kind of wish they decked this out with a little bit more silver, especially on this leg, because that looks too broken up with the gray stopping up there to the blue. It all should have just been one piece right there. But you do get that silver up here for the upper thighs. Side profile. The legs are pretty weird. The feet are, at least. They are pretty much the wheel wells of the car. The back cleans up pretty nicely. You get the 8, 6, 7 on the rear, and backpack wise cleans up quite nicely on here. Some more detailing underneath right here, which that's also pretty cool. They didn't have to do that, but you do get some detailing. And of course you get back of car mode on the back of the legs for the calves. Going on over some of the accessories. So he does have 2 handguns. One is a revolver that's nicely stored on his hips. You get some slots right here on his hips for this slot that's going to be right there on the side of the gun, and that does store quite nicely. You also do get another side arm, again, same side or other side. It's going to store quite nicely. And these are done actually pretty well. This one sort of looks like a RoboCop gun if you just were to cut that piece off. Kind of wish, again, they were done in like a silver or a gunmetal. That would have been nice, but nonetheless, they are sculpted quite nicely. Here is that revolver. Again, done really good. I just wish there was just a little bit more paint on that. but looking quite nice. Here's that taser we talked about earlier. It goes on his forearm, done in black. And then you also do get his barrel blaster over here. That's done really, really well. Again, kind of wish there was more paint on here to make it just pop. And this stores on his arm. You get some slots right here on both sides. And then you also do get some slots on his arm over here, which is only going to be one-sided. You can't do this on the other side, unfortunately. And then this just sort of pegs onto his arm just like so. And you can have him wielding his barrel cannon. And of course, all of the other firearms do just go into his hand. A little bit of a snug fit on all of these, but he is able to hold these as well. So quickly going on over articulation for Barricade. So the head is on a little bit of a ball joint. Can't look up that far, down that far. A little bit of side to side, and can go pretty much that side without the chin hitting the side of his chest right there. Arms are on ball joints. They can go all the way around. And as far as going out, they could only go about that far out before popping off. You do get a ball joint at the bicep. So that gives you about 90-degree bend at the bicep. And no wrist rotation, but the bicep will rotate, as you can see right there. You do get a waist rotation that goes all the way around, so that's pretty cool. Legs can kick out that far, and kick back that far. You also do get a little bit of a thigh rotation over here because these are on ball joints, and then you also do get a upper leg rotation. And you get several points of articulation for the knees. You get the upper part, and then you also do get these two bottom parts. So he's meant to have chicken legs. So if you were to bend the legs like so, he is meant to have chicken legs, but I like straightening them out just because it makes him look a little bit taller. But you get a lot of points of articulation for the legs. Feet are on ball joints, and you do also do get some nice ankle tiltage for the feet. And then you also do get this joint up here for some more ankle tiltage if you wanted to do that as well. So quickly going on over some comparisons. So here we got Transformers The Last Night Barricade, and here we got my vintage Transformers. I think this is Dark of the Moon Barricade. Very old figure, very floppy, but still taking a look at both of them. They both transform into Mustangs, and we'll see that in the alt mode, but there you go for that. Here's Transformers The Last Night Hot Rod. That way you can get an idea of the size of Transformers The Last Night Barricade. Alright, so let's go ahead and get transformation out of the way. And I would say transformation for the most part, at least the upper part, is okay. The legs can get a little annoying and take a little bit to get used to. But once you figure it out, which I haven't, it does get a little bit easier. So let's try rotating the feet inward. And then we're going to rotate at this joint inward, just like so. Rotate over here. And then now we're going to rotate the waist all the way around. And keep that like so. So let's go and do the top part, which is going to be the least annoying part. So we're going to open up his chest right here. On these little hinges, they do flare out. And they do flare in, so we're going to make sure they are straight. Pop the chest open. You get this little piece up here behind his head that's going to fold out, and then this will come down on itself just like so and snap into place. Then you can rotate his torso up, and this will snap into place. Now let's go ahead and go on over to the legs, which is the annoying part. So you get two joints right here, this bottom one and this upper one. You're going to bend right here at this bottom one to bend this inward, which can be a little annoying. And then this will doop into place. And as you can see right there, back of the car mode. Now you're going to take this joint right here, and you're going to bend this inward. We're going to go ahead and rotate the foot like so to where this part is facing up. And then now we can bend this inward at this joint. And you're going to end up with something like this. And then now you can slowly start to rotate, which more than likely the ball joint is going to come out, but you could rotate all of this and then sort of put this into place. This will form the wheel well, just like so. Do the same thing over here. Bring this over here, rotate this around, and then bend at this joint, rotating this piece around, and that will form the other side just like so. Then now you can go ahead and combine down the middle on several different pegs, which will get a nice secure peg, and boom, rear of car mode is done. Go ahead and straighten everything out the best you can to where it's all aligned. And then now we can take the arms, make sure they are completely straight, just like so. And they're going to come forward on this joint, and they're going to go underneath the hood and underneath the door. And that would just sort of snap in there. You see the arm going above like that. A little bit of a clearance, but you can get the arm in there. And then now we're going to bring the roof down. And you get several tab slots. You get several tabs right there, and then down here at the back. And everything will fit into place. And then you also do get a couple of slots up here up top. Just make sure everything is nice and tabbed into place. And start straightening everything out. Now we're going to take the light bar and just straighten that out. And there you go for transformation for Studio Series The Last Night Barricade. Wheels are pinned on, so he rolls like a freaking dream. Taking a look at some detail, you get police right here. You do not get any Hell Megatron or Punish to Enslave riding on the back anymore. You just get the police, some nice white doors. Checking out the front, you do get this nice black striping going down the middle. Love how the front looks with this grill up front. You can see the lights on there, decked out in silver. And then four more lights over here for this piece right there. Really, really love the detail on this. Taking a look at the wheels, they are done in black. Taking a look at the side, a little bit of gappage right here, but nothing too bad. And then taking a look at the bottom, you do see his head. Taking a look at the back, you get your nice tail lights done in red. Nice spoiler, definitely like the spoiler. And then you also do get some exhaust down here at the bottom. Again, kind of wish there was a little bit more silver on there, but looking pretty good. And then the back window is going to be blacked out. You get the 867 up top. But yeah, he looks really, really good. Almost better than the older Barricade. All right, so here we go for comparisons. Here we got Transformers Last Night Hot Rod, Transformers Last Night Barricade, and Transformers Dark of the Moon Barricade over here off to the right. And I think they look pretty cool. So this is going new versus the old. As you can see right here, a little bit more detail on the older Barricade, especially when it says to punish and enslave. You get the police up back, and then also police off to the side, and then you get that badge on there. So looking actually pretty cool compared to the new one. But still, the new one actually looks pretty cool and actually is a little bit smaller and more detailed than the older one, but the older one is still actually quite nice. Again, these are two different models of Mustang, so keep that in mind. You get Mustang Saline over here, and then this is a different Mustang right here, a little bit newer model. Checking out the front on both of these, you get 643 for some reason, and then 867. So a little bit different in the numbers. And checking out the wheels, checking out the rear, again, done a little bit differently. Both looking quite nice in my opinion. And then here we go for Hot Rod. Now we guys get an idea of how they look and how they scale together. They scale quite nicely together. There's a side profile, both of them. And then taking a look at the back right here. Again, both of them clean up quite nicely. There is the bottom. And there you go for comparisons for the Transformers Last Night Barricade. So as far as weapon storage goes for this version, so his pistols can mount in car mode. You get these two slots on the side of his rear. You're going to get one gun that's going to post on this side. And then the other one that's going to slot into this side right here. And then you have that look right there. As far as his taser, you get a slot up here top that this is going to slot into, just like so. and his barrel cannon. You do get a couple of slots on here. You get this slot right here that this side is going to go into just like so. And then you're going to take the other side and you're going to get this peg slot over here that the other side is going to go to. And then you're going to end up with this look right here. So this is battle mode for Transformers Barricade. I would say leave these guns off if you want to look a little bit more cohesive. And right there, this actually looks a little bit better than just two guns hanging off to the side. But storage, weapon storage is there if you want to have it just like so. So hopefully you guys enjoyed this review of the Transformers Studio Series Barricade from Transformers The Last Night movie. If you guys did enjoy this video, give it a thumbs up. If you didn't, give it a thumbs down. And I will see you next time here on Prime Energon. Peace.